24.
Hey, Patrick.
What?
I thought of something funnier than 24.
Let me hear it.
25.
So, what are you most afraid of for Gobblegum in Black Ops 6?
Definitely that it's gonna be like really, really like restricted or just like very milked in the sense that they'll upcharge you on it, like how they've been doing with bundles where it's like 3,000 to 4,000 COD points if you want to get a legendary uber duper super ultra skin. It'll scare me if we see Gobblegums being used with COD points instead of in-game currency, because despite what people may have you believe, you didn't have to spend that much money on Gobblegum in BO3. So, but now that we live in the modern era of Call of Duty, I am scared if they're gonna start charging COD points straight up. Like, hey, if you give Daddy Activision $5, I'll give you Gobblegum. Just give me the money. Please give me your money. So that's what scares me. Just if they use COD points as the system to get it instead of an in-game currency, which is which does, like, they probably won't do that. They probably will, like, let you get ether crystals or something, but I have no doubt they're going to be in bundles and stuff like that, so.
Yeah, I think I can see something like that happening where, like, maybe there will be an in-game currency, like Liquidividium or something, but if you want specific Gobblegums, then you gotta pay COD points. That's what I could definitely see them do. 150%, they could make it something like that, where if you, it's gonna be completely random if you get this, and the chances are pretty low you getting good ones. But points. The only way to get those is by, buying them. Then if you do that, then you can get any Gobblegum you want. I can see them doing that, and that scares me because that's something Activision would do.
Or if they continue doing what Zetsubo did, where you need a Gobblegum to complete the Easter egg, what if they make it so you need a specific Gobblegum for an Easter egg, and they have, like, bundles for it? Like, if you want to complete the Easter egg for the launch map, you're going to need this Gobblegum. We'll conveniently sell you this bundle for 2,400 COD points that has the Gobblegum that you need. Please give us your money. That's terrifying.
I hope we do not see that. Because, at least on Zetsubo, it was a classic, so it's not really a big deal. Because everyone just has it. Even if you have to be a certain level, at least it's a classic, right? But the fact that I could see that 100% where it's like a mega, which, oh, you need this mega Gobblegum, but you got to get that yourself. And it's a pretty rare one, and, test your luck. Why not just, come over here and spend some of your hard money on some bundles, and look at that, it has the exact Gobblegum you need. So I can see that happening. Man, what a tragedy that would be.
Yeah, anyone celebrating the fact that COD's going to be on Game Pass, please know that they're going to upcharge everything in the game for it. The fact that they already have $3,000 bundles and the game's not on Game Pass yet, so once it goes on Game Pass, you can bet your ass they're going to start upcharging everything. Like, there's no way that the Gobblegums aren't going to be, like, in bundles. Because the Vault Edition, I think, on screenshot, has it as part of it. So, it's not part of the Deluxe Edition, it's part of the Vault Edition. So, your ass has to pay $99.99 if you want to get the Gobblegum. And that's pretty fucking crazy to me. But, do you think they're gonna upcharge Gobblegum, or just make it so you can't get certain ones unless it's locked behind a paywall? If it's part of the Vault Edition that you have to get the Gobblegums from, then that's what, like $99? So they charge you $99 for that shit. Like, do you think they're gonna upcharge Gobblegum, or just like make it so you have to get certain ones through a paywall? That's pretty scary. What do you think?
I think that honestly they might do some type of like paywall with like, again, like I said, I think that we'll get like a system where you can just buy a bunch of bundles. Every bundle is gonna have Gobblegums, and it's gonna be really good Gobblegums if you buy these bundles. And it's limited time; you gotta buy them. And maybe it's something I could see too. Like, how on Shadows of Evil when you do the Easter egg, you always want to run like Fear in Headlights, or maybe you want to run Shopping Freeze. So like maybe when a new map launches and people are all trying to like get the Easter egg done as fast as possible, in the shop they'll put like Shopping Freeze inside of like whatever the newest bundle is, because that's what, and Fear and Headlights, because that's what people want for right now, because they're trying to speedrun it, and those are the best ones. And a new map just came out, so you have to get it before everyone else. I can see them doing something like that.
Yeah, they could have like a wish list. If you wish list this Gobblegum, we'll show you bundles that contains it in the store. And then it just becomes like a fucking... Yeah, that's, I think, it's going to be worth a second video or just a separate video talking about Cold War or BO6 on Game Pass. That is not a good thing. No matter what people say, that is not a good thing at all. Because you know what's going to happen now is that if people start going to Game Pass just for BO6, then Activision's going to get no money. And then it's like, shit, we're running a game with no money. How do we make more money? Hey, kiddo, you want shopping free? Just give me $20, I'll give you 10 shopping frees. Just give me $20. Please give me $20. Can you please give me $20? That's
crazy. That could definitely happen. Like I could definitely see that happening, especially because Activision lately. Hopefully they don't try to touch any of us while they're at it.
Yeah, that's scary. I think another thing is like, how powerful are these Gobblegum going to be? Are they going to be like BO3 levels of ridiculous? Or are they going to be balanced like BO4 that's slightly weaker? Or are they just going to be like weak sauce, nobody cares, like the Vanguard perks, where the perks were like borderline worthless? So, what do you think?
Well, so the way I see it is, if it's overpowered like Black Ops 3, then the pay-to-win thing is going to be through the roof. If they make it more balanced like Black Ops 4, then people probably won't care as much and probably won't buy it anyways. And so Activision probably won't even really care too much about trying to monetize it. And they might just leave it how it is. If it's weak, then, obviously it's going to buy it in that case.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough act, but we'll see. I just got a scary thought. What if they start using Gobblegum as a way to make the season like look more bigger than it really is? Instead of launching a new map, they could be like, we're launching 4 new Gobblegum.
Ah, look at the top of his head.
And that's it. Like on the Yeah,
They're going to do that.
they are going to do that.
I could definitely see them putting Gobblegum in the Battle Pass. Which, you know what? I'll be okay with if it's in the Battle Pass. But as long as I can earn in zombies, definitely. There has to be a reason for me to do it.
Well, it scares me too on the roadmap, where they show you the season update. Like, zombies has been getting smaller and smaller on every roadmap. So what if we just get a roadmap that just says Gobblegum added and that's it? Like at least with BO3, we got Gobblegum and Der Eisendrache, like one of the greatest DLC maps ever. But now they can just launch nothing but Gobblegum and say, hey, we updated the game. We did. Don't blame us, blame you for getting Game Pass. So that's pretty, I think, something a little terrifying as well.
I think that with that roadmap idea, I think it's going to depend heavily on the fact if the launch map is good for this game and the launch of this game is good and people are loving it, then we probably will not have to worry about a season of just added Gobblegums, like new Gobblegums. Right? I could see that. However, if we get a bad launch, I could see 100%. Instead of them working on zombies, because Treyarch's been doing this, people don't like it, they just kind of give up on the mode after that. I could see us getting like, oh, look at this, you can get 13 Gobblegums this season, something like that. I could definitely see that happening. So it's all going to really depend on how the launch of this game goes, and really that's the biggest factor, I think.
Yeah, I mean, this is a new Black Ops game we're talking about, like a new Black Ops official game, so they can't just give up on it too easily, because I think the next Black Ops 7, whatever the fuck you want to call it, isn't going to come out until like 2028 or some shit. So, or actually no, next year, because they're doing the 2-year thing, right? Like, we're getting a direct sequel next year, I think, so... Yeah, if we're going by that, they do have another year to iron things out, but even still, I think it's like, if you mess up and just give us no content but Gobblegum, then people are not going to like Gobblegum as much, because in BO3, you added it as part of DLC. You didn't add it as part of the roadmap. So, if they add it as part of the roadmap, then it just confirms my theory that the seasonal model for Call of Duty doesn't work. But that's another whole separate issue that I conveniently made a video on. Go check that out. But shameless plugging. I think it's Gobblegum needs to be its own thing. I think that it needs to be like monitored closely. But I think the BO3 system was pretty good, honestly.
I would like to see something like that. I think you brought up a really interesting point, though, and that the fact that we're going to be getting a Treyarch COD in 2025 as well. So that's back-to-back Treyarch games. So whatever they do this game is probably going to be a direct sequel, like you said, but also kind of like a copy and paste of the mode. So whatever we get for this year will probably be the exact same next year. I doubt it's going to be much of a difference.
Yeah, and if it's not, then, well, we just have to support this game. Hopefully they'll give us more. We just have to hope for more maps and more actual improvement, because Gobblegums are not going to mean much if I don't want to play the actual game. You know, like when BO3 was out and we got, I believe we didn't get Gorod until July, and Zezebo came out in April. So that was like May, June, like 2 months. And Zezebo had a shitty launch too, so like we definitely need more maps to compensate, and Gobblegums are not going to carry it. Let me just preface it with that Gobblegums will not carry this game at all. You could bring that back, and the game itself, if it's shit, I don't care about Gobblegum. But if they do bring it back, or when they do bring it back, these are just the things that could scare us. So that's just the preface there. But what do you think is like the biggest thing they need to make sure they don't do, or that they do with Gobblegum?
I think the most important thing they need to do is make them fun to earn and make them easy to earn. But also, you can add that option of microtransactions, but don't make it extremely hard to do to the point where I have to buy it. But also don't make it too easy where, then there's no point of even buying it. They have to find a good middle ground where buying Gobblegums is going to be something you choose to do just because, you just want to buy more Gobblegum. You're interested, right? You're willing to spend money on the game. If you're willing to buy operators, I can see you being willing to buy Gobblegums, right? So I think that's important, and I think really what we need to see is just some system that, when it comes to earning, will be good. We'll get contracts. We'll get you get it through doing Easter eggs. You get it through doing exfils. You get it through doing challenges. Maybe like time trials on the map. Really anything like that. Maybe you activate the song Easter egg on a map, and it'll give you 5 elixir, right? Or I keep saying elixir. With 5 liquid divinium. Something like that would be really cool. And yeah, I think that's the most important thing that they need to do for Gobblegum to succeed.
Yeah, I pretty much full-heartedly agreed. I think that's like the last thing to touch on, really. Is just like, it needs to be earnable. It needs to be something that I can realistically get. Because I remember, if you remember the 1,000 liquid divinium openings back in the day, that's so unrealistic for any person to do. Only YouTubers could do that. So if they had to do that to get through like an advantage, like, I really don't want that to be the case here. But I just make it earnable. Like, that's all they have to do, is make it earnable, and you pretty much have my trust on that.